Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Family Sedan channel. As I pointed out literally just yesterday, you don't see headlines quite like these when you're in a bear market. Look at this one from Crypto Newsflash. XRP price to go 10x after win over SEC in this future tech billion-dollar market of tokenization report. And as far as XRP going $10, I'm not going to make price predictions. I never have, I never will. But I will say, in terms of it getting to that level, that does not sound crazy to me, not in the least. In fact, even in the short term, that may be possible, and I want to talk a little bit about that. Now, despite this being the case, and despite it being an undeniable truth that we've seen quite the uptick in positive headlines, and not just with XRP, but broadly with crypto, as we've been climbing our way out of this bear market, it's not that every headline is positive, but that's also okay. Look at this from you today. XRP, Cardano, and Doge ownership on decline in U.S. Well, is that alarming? Ownership in the United States of, the best cryptocurrency on the entire damn planet for payments on the decline? We'll talk about it, but I'm not surprised actually, and I'm not worried. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. As I record this, markets are down a little bit over the last 24 hours. XRP is hovering a little over 40 cents. Bitcoin above $23,000. Market cap for the asset class now back under 1.1 trillion. Bitcoin dominance at 40.89%. But despite this, market participants still elated. Well, compared to what we've seen over the last 9 to 10 months anyway, they're in greed at 56 out of 100 on the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, which is what you want to see. You don't want those typical retail speculators out there. There's bumbling and fumbling, lovable little cuddly lemmings out there. I don't take delight in seeing them in fear and extreme fear, but that's why I'm sleeping easier knowing that they're feeling like greedy SOBs today. Here's another headline. I don't feel the need to read the article, but to just kind of broadly making the point from time to time. Look at this headline. XRP's weekly close may be a bullish sign for the crypto. And actually, let's just go ahead and jump into this one, though. And this is another one where, honestly, I don't even feel like I need to read the article. The headline almost says it all, but I also have some things to say about this because, you know what? This is my channel, damn it. And I say what I want and I do what I want. But look, again, the headline, Ripple XRP price going to 10x after win over SEC in this future tech billion-dollar market of tokenization. And so in part it has to do with, the fact that tokenization of things, kind of here to stay, kind of important. I think the world will increasingly become tokenized, and XRP Ledger has the world's first, built-in decentralized exchange, and you can issue assets. And the idea of, again, XRP going 10x from here, not exactly hard to believe. People have a hard time believing it when they're feeling depressed and when you're, at the bottom of a bear market, which we're actually even now, despite the fact that things have been great the last several weeks, we're still not far off from those lows that we saw in December. But a 10x price increase from here, understand that, because XRP is 40 cents, that would only take us to $4. So it would be a new all-time high by a little bit, but it's not at all unreasonable to speculate that this may happen. And while I don't, it wouldn't necessarily expect it to happen this year as a result of an emerging and raging bull market, the idea of hitting somewhere close to that, if we do get positive legal clarity, sounds pretty reasonable, actually. That in conjunction with this coming out of the lowest depths of the bear market, could be an incredible recipe for life-changing wealth, frankly. So the idea of us actually seeing that this year, if you're talking, just to be clear, if you're talking purely due to, this emerging and raging bull market, I'm not really sold on that. Like XRP is going to pop off while everything else is up a bit, but still kind of in this range-bound area. I don't find that to be probable, but if you're saying that in conjunction with the market getting a little bit better compared to last year, and we get positive legal clarity, it is kind of exciting to think, because I don't know what market participants are going to do for sure, but it's kind of exciting to think it actually, in theory, could happen this year, even without the euphoric part of a market cycle here, just broadly in crypto. Because, look, if things are looking a little bit better just in a general sense, and, stock market and crypto just in a general sense, and then you get positive legal clarity. Again, the idea of XRP popping up to a new all-time high or close to it, again, don't know if it's going to happen. I'm not comfortable making a prediction on that even. But it's not outside the realm of possibility. So XRP holders could be the most heavily rewarded in 2023, even if you don't see a major pop off in crypto to the upside. But it's already been a fantastic start to the year. So, I mean, I'll take what we can get. Even despite headlines like this from You Today, XRP, Cardano, and Doge ownership on decline in U.S. Womp womp. This is not a big deal, though. This really is not. But I had a couple things to say about this, so check out this article. According to a recent poll conducted by Morning Consult, the share of Americans who own cryptocurrencies has declined compared to October 2022. As of January, 14% of Americans own Bitcoin, the world's largest cryptocurrency, compared to 15% in October. The ownership of other coins also experienced a minor drop over the past 2 months. The share of Americans who own cryptocurrencies such as Cardano and XRP has declined to 3% compared to 4% in October. So, look, a couple of things here. As far as the fact that way more people own Bitcoin than XRP, I'm very happy about that because that represents opportunity. As you increasingly get into a world where it's just understood, yeah, of course XRP makes sense. Well, the further you get to that, the further away you get from actual opportunity. And so to see that only, whether it's 3 or 4%, that's it in the United States, and that's if you look globally, I think it's far less than 1% of humans on the planet that own XRP. That I'm thankful for, to be living at a time where almost nobody has figured out that XRP even exists yet. But even if you're worried about the decline from 4% to 3%, to be honest with you, I think it's a big nothing, because what are they comparing to, in terms of timeline? October 2022. Oh, you mean, right before a gigantic collapse in market prices due to the whole FTX Ponzi scheme? And even though prices come back up, you're telling me that, a bunch of people that capitulated, they're not yet reporting back in markets? None of that's surprising. It's not as though there's something fundamentally wrong with XRP or anything like that. Things are actually looking pretty darn good so far as I'm concerned. And we have a lot to look forward to in terms of market recovery, unless there's a wild card event or the crypto contagion spreads, fingers crossed. But if you're looking at what's happening with the Fed, which you should be paying attention to if you care about what's happening to your crypto, well, look no further than this article. The Daily Huddle billionaire Chamath Palihapitiya says markets are off to the races as Fed capitulates. Here's his outlook. Billionaire Chamath Palihapitiya says the markets are likely to witness more bursts to the upside following the recent comments of Fed Chairman Jerome Powell. In a new All In podcast episode, the venture capitalist says that the statements made by Chairman Powell during the Federal Open Market Committee meeting last week indicated that the Federal Reserve is beginning to ease the pace of future rate hikes. Quote, in December, Powell was extremely hawkish, and he was basically like, listen, we're going to keep rates higher than you like and longer than you want. And he was pretty clear, and the markets reacted. And then not 35 or 40 days later, he essentially said, we have 225 basis point hikes left to go, and he's going to try to stick the landing, essentially. Even though the rest of the language in his entire speech and the press conference, if you read it in the absence of his body language, so if you just read the transcript, would seem very hawkish as well. But the reality was he basically capitulated. And then the market essentially said, okay, we're at the end of this thing. We've talked about this before, but markets tend to bottom 6 to 9 months before it's clear that you could have done this. And so we're a little bit off to the races in the short term, end quote. And so folks, that's positive to be considering. So if it is the case that we're only going to see 1, maybe 2 more rate hikes from this particular moment in time, you know how market's going to respond to this. Even when you get to the point where it's just zero, even if you're not talking about a reduction in rates, say we go an extended period of time, even over a year, just to have a 0% increase is going to be a major positive sign. And how do you think markets are going to react? And so that's where we're at right now. We already went through a horrible 2022 in terms of market price and all those collapses that occurred and the crypto contagion that did spread last year and all that. That's behind us. So again, unless some truly unexpected wild stuff happens, there's a lot to look forward here. Piece continues. According to Palihapitiya, the markets could mirror its late 2018 to early 2019 price action, a period when the markets, including Bitcoin and crypto, skyrocketed. Quote, at the end of 2018, October, November, December, the markets just fell. And part of it was Powell's going to raise rates, inflation's getting out of control, etc. And then we got all this data that said China may be entering a real period of malaise, and Powell capitulated, again trying to stick the landing. Long story short, he didn't. That was a head fake, and the markets just ripped higher. I think we're about to replay a little bit of that. At least in the next 30 to 90 days, the pain trade is to go up. See, and I think that that actually makes a lot of sense. I don't agree with Chamath Palihapitiya on a ton of stuff, to be honest with you. But when it comes to this perspective, that sounds pretty darn reasonable. So we'll see what happens. But that, again, in conjunction with what's happening just with XRP in and of itself, regarding the legal action, markets are going to respond. So we've got something to look forward to. Sometimes it feels a little unsettling because you don't know for sure what Judge Torres is going to do in the SEC v. Ripple case, but I'm still overall optimistic that we're going to see a positive resolution for XRP holders, even if Ripple happens to actually lose from a technical perspective. As long as there's a path forward for XRP holders, it's not gonna matter in the end. So I think markets will respond accordingly, but not to get too ahead of ourselves, but we're really in the home stretch. We're going to see the finality of that case in the coming months. Let me know what you think. But I'm feeling pretty good overall. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Family Sedan.